when the doctors first told me that I had cancer, oddly, it wasn't ever that I thought I was going to die. I was diagnosed originally back in 2000. So I am a long-term cervical cancer survivor patient. And when I was diagnosed, it was a fairly early stage, so I had a surgery and was considered cancer-free and went almost 7 years without a recurrence. In February 2007, I was having some symptoms that didn't really know what was going on. Finally went through the emergency room and got someone to take a look at me a little bit closer and found that I did have a recurrence of cervical cancer. You know, that was very difficult, and even thinking about it now, it's a challenge because you think, okay, I did this once, I shouldn't have to do it again, especially when you go so long being cancer-free and you've done what you think you're supposed to do as far as, you know, your follow-ups every 6 months. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. I am very fortunate to have a great support system of friends and family. I mean, that has got to be, you know, what gets me through. I get a lot of emails, a lot of Facebook messages or whatever of people who, you know, pray for me. And that's amazing. But that was the hardest, I believe, it was being told a second time that you have a recurrence. And not that it's a new primary, because if it's a new primary, there is a cure for it. But as a recurrence, and as a recurrence of a cervical cancer, there is no cure. So the prognosis, a couple of times, they've told me, well, you know, you've got 6 months to live. Well, that was, you know, however many months ago. And my doctor knows how I feel, and I keep saying, no, I don't think so. I don't think that's my time yet. My doctor's really never given me a time frame per se. Because I am on disability, I have to do paperwork every so often. And so it was on the paperwork what the prognosis is, which they have to give to the insurance company. So, and you know, statistically, but I believe when I was given my recurrence 2.5 years ago, I was told at that point that the percentage of, you know, 6 months out or 9 months out or 12 months out, what they were statistically. It doesn't have to be a death sentence, especially when we prevent it early. I think that's why it's really important that organizations like the National Cervical Cancer Coalition, who I am with, we have a chapter here in San Antonio. I think that's why it's so important that we're doing what we do. Cervical cancer can be prevented. Get your pap smears to know what's going on with your body. You are the #1 doctor for your body because you're the only one that knows if something is going on with it. So get your pap smear. If you're eligible to get the HPV vaccination, get the HPV vaccination, and ask your doctor if you should have an HPV test. 99% of cervical cancers are caused by HPV. And if we can prevent HPV, then we can prevent that cancer. So why not? Why go through this if you don't have to? I have a wonderful doctor now who is very much into research, and that's helps. I think that, yeah, there's the standard of care that we have now, but I also believe I was on a call Wednesday about clinical trials, and I think if you have an opportunity to participate in one, I think it's something definitely that a person should look into. I think the more people we can educate about cancer, any type of cancer, and how people can prevent or how we can research and treat it, and get that out to as many people as possible, I think it's great. I am in a position where prevention is not possible for me because I already have it. So, okay, there's currently no cure, but that doesn't mean in 3 months there's not going to be, or in 6 months. So right now I'm fighting for time, and every day and every moment that they put into research for trials or whatever makes that closer for me to be here 20 more years. I definitely believe in miracles. I believe in attitude and positive. I think that it's very important for people who are going through chemo or who have been given a death sentence, if you will, if you want to call it that they surround themselves with people who are going to strengthen them, who are going to be positive. There's too much negative in the world to surround yourself with negative. I believe I have too much living to do to die. I don't have time to die right now. I don't think God's finished with me yet.